Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and this message it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The message reads like this: Hello, my brother. How are you? Can you please post my story as hidden identity? My story, my brother, it goes on like this. I wanted to get married to this other lady because I can say that she was the most beautiful lady that I had ever came across. My story goes back a long time ago when I was still staying in Zim. What happened is that I once came across this other lady whilst we were at this other library, which is there in Harare. When we met up, I then proposed love to her, and I was even surprised with her response because knowing that I was someone who just came from the ghetto, it was just a poor neighborhood, and here I was about to fall in love with a woman who came from a rich family as well as staying in a very rich neighborhood, and yet she was really impressed by my confidence. So me and her, we started to talk, and whilst we were talking, I then said, please show me at the place where you stay. So me and her, we went to her house, and as we were just standing by her gate, that was when a mom came. A mom was driving a very beautiful car. When she saw me with her daughter, I was scared because I thought that maybe she was going to get really angry. But what surprised me is that she was really happy because I was like the first boy that she had ever brought close to her house. A mom then invited me inside, and after that, she even encouraged her daughter to at least accompany me when I'll be returning back to our ghetto. So, me and her, from there on, we fell in love. As time went on, my brother, I started to have a lot of weird dreams because whenever I would be sleeping, I used to see these other two women that would enter into the spare room where I used to sleep when I was still young. And these two women, when they would enter into that spare bedroom where I would be sleeping in, it was like behind them there was this other evil spirit that wanted to fight me. And when that evil spirit finally revealed itself to me, I saw the most terrible looking short man. And this man, it was not like it was a boy, but this terrible short man, it was an old man. And something peculiar about this old man was its beard. It had a very long beard that even reached the floor. This man was really angry at me. You know what this Tokoloshi said to me? It said, why have you chosen to steal my woman? Don't you know that a man who goes around stealing other people's wives can end up being stabbed by a spear? This war that you have started, you are going to be stabbed in the future by a spear if you keep on dating my wife. When I woke up, I didn't understand because, as far as I knew, I was not dating anyone's wife. But little did I know that the beautiful lady that I was now dating, she had her name dedicated to an evil spirit, and she was not supposed to be married because in the spirit she was already married. When I met her the next time around, I then told her about this dream, this weird dream that I had the previous night. To my surprise, knowing that this lady, she came from a very rich neighborhood, but she understood and she knew everything concerning our Shona culture. She even knew some things that I didn't even understand. These things of tokologies and goblins, she knew them all. As we were discussing, my brother, she then said that she was going to tell me the rest of the story. So I returned back home, and after I had returned back home, there was a time whereby her parents told me that I was supposed to come and visit her. I went to visit her as per her request. Once I had gone there, I thought that maybe it was going to be the day that me and her we were going to make out. I was really excited when she said, "Come to my place now." So I went there running and feeling excited, knowing that I was about to make love to this beautiful woman. But to my surprise, when I went in there, I saw that her dad and her mom, they were just sitting in the living room waiting for me, and she was also there. When I entered into the living room, that was when they told my girlfriend's siblings to go and play outside, and we started to have a discussion. I was now speaking man to man with my girlfriend's father. So besides him, there was this other statue. Back in those days in Zim, there were people that used to carve these wooden statues that looked more like idols, and a lot of people, they had these statues, the wooden statues, inside their homes. Usually when they would be carving these wooden statues, their faces will be representing real human beings. And after he had pulled out that large statue that looked more like a wooden idol, he then said to me, "Do you know what this thing is?" I then said, "Yes, I know that this thing, it is used as an interior design. A lot of people in Zim, they used to keep it in the living room." He then said, "No, you do not understand what I am trying to tell you." When I looked closer to that wooden idol, I then saw that this face that was carved on that wooden idol, it was that same old man that I once had a dream, that same man who had given me a warning and who had told me that I should stay away from his wife, otherwise he was going to use his spear so as to stab me. That was when my father's girlfriend started to explain the whole situation. He pointed his finger at my girlfriend and he said, "You see, this daughter of mine, the reason why she can't marry it is because in our family, my father had this idol that you are seeing right here. And upon his death, this idol, it was given to me by the rest of my relatives. This thing of idol worship in my girlfriend's family, it seemed as if it was a common practice, and this idol, it required to be given a wife in each and every generation in their family. A wife was supposed to be given to it, so they used to give it a list of women, and it had to choose the woman that it wanted to get married to in that generation. And unfortunately, the woman that I thought was going to be my wife, she was the one who had been picked up by that Tokoloshi, and that Tokoloshi wanted that girlfriend of mine to become his wife. Then it meant that she was forbidden to be married to any man. She was not allowed to date any man, since she was more like a wife to this spirit. The father said that it saddened him because he never expected that this was going to happen to his beautiful daughter. That was when they gave me some that was when they gave me an ultimatum. It was a sweet deal. They said that if you are willing to continue dating our daughter, we can even bless you guys with a house. They wanted me to get married to their beautiful daughter. I looked at my beautiful girlfriend and I then thought about it, but I was really scared when I kept on thinking about all the evil dreams that I kept on having, because at that time, even up until today, I am still suffering from sleep paralysis. And it only started when I was dating this woman whose name had been dedicated to that idol, and I am still suffering from the consequences of my decisions. But at that time, I had already made up my decision. I didn't want to suffer from these spiritual attacks anymore. So I just agreed so that this whole issue can be laid to rest. When I agreed, they were really happy. Then my girlfriend's dad took me back to my place, and the moment that I arrived at my place, when he drove back, I then went into my spare room. I took all of the letters that me and that beautiful woman used to write to each other, because back in the days we didn't have like your mobile phones, so lovers used to write love letters. And we had some photographs that we had. I took them and I throw them away. The letters, I burned them, my brother, because I was really scared. But still, the dreams, they kept on happening over and over again. They were really scary dreams, but I just dumped her. Recently, my brother, After I was married, I then searched for her on Facebook and I saw her, and she is the most beautiful woman, yet she is not yet married. And I know that this woman, I can say that if you try to get married to her, you are going to die. She is something that I can say she is a hotspot, a danger spot, and she is very dangerous because she belongs to that evil spirit. A name has been dedicated to an idol. Her name was dedicated to an idol. So it is a warning that if you try to touch a woman whose name has been dedicated to an idol, you are going to suffer from the consequences. Like if I had not realized that this woman was dedicated to an idol, maybe I could have died when this spirit was, since this spirit kept on fighting with me. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that I received, and I had to give you this narration. I tried by all means to give you the narration of that confession that I received after translating it.